So everyone, welcome back. Last video you saw, I started getting everything, neighbours are kicking off. Last video you saw, I started getting everything plugged back in again. Started running the wiring loom back through, running the headlights, that kind of thing. Finished off the intercooler piping. What I'm going to be doing today is I need to extend the charge start loom, which goes from the fuse box round and under the engine. Then once I've done that, I think Joe's coming up later on, so what we'll probably be doing is moving Laurel back onto the lift so that I can then plug everything in for the charge start loom, and then we can start looking at setting up the fuel system. So there's still a bunch of rubber hoses I need to run from the hard lines and things like that to the fuel tank and up to the front. And then we've got the fuel regulator to set up, which I still need to buy a gauge for. I need to remember that. Yeah, so let's get on with it. Quick update for you all. So I've started putting the charge start loom in, plugged it in here where it needs to go. There were a couple of wires that needed fixing, so if you look here there's a couple that loop round. So basically what I'd done was in the past, well, when I was building the loom, as you saw, I followed the original route that everything was going. It doesn't need to do that now because obviously the fuse box was in the engine bay before, so everything was kind of in the same place. Now it isn't, so I'm running that across there now. Those are where they should be, and yeah, taking everything across here now. I'm going to drop the steering column in a minute so that I can follow the same route as the main trunk of cable that comes in there, and then run those through into the engine bay, and then that should be good then. I am trying to tidy the wiring up as I go because I did my best to tidy it up on the bench, but I've had to take some of it apart again to get those two wires out. So yeah, I'm just tidying it up as I go now. So yeah, we'll keep going. That loom's through now, ready to be plugged in underneath when I can get under there. Yeah. I've really got to remember to turn the camera on before I start talking. That's the third time today I started talking to the camera before I press record. Anyway, quick update for you. As you've just seen, I've run everything through the driver's side now to the engine bay. started looking at where everything goes, and one thing I did come up against is that there's essentially there was one wire that was still not doing anything. It's this one here. I believe it goes, these two which come from that loom go to the reverse switch on the gearbox. So what I need to do now is take out everything that isn't needed on this loom, because there's only 2 wires that I do need, because previously this car was an automatic, so there's probably a lot of stuff here that was from the automatic. Excuse me. Trim everything out that I don't need, extend these 2, and then take them through to the gearbox. So I'm going to do that now. Yeah. This is the problem of having it was originally a single cam non-turbo automatic that has then been converted to a twin cam turbo manual in Japan, and now I'm trying to rewire it all based off, well, nothing really, because I don't have any documentation on it. So yeah, learning. Quick update. So I've now got my cable through. It's all tied up underneath as well, tidied away using some P-clamps and everything. Cut both ends off these so I can put them together onto the terminal now. So I just need to strip the ends and then put them on the terminal, and that's that bit done then. Good morning everyone, Happy New Year. Hope you all have a good Christmas and all that. I've just walked into the workshop and found that I've got a Christmas present from Joe. A C33 Hot Wheels. Never even seen this one myself before, so I'm stoked on that. It actually looks a lot like how my car might look as well at the end, except for it won't be two-tone. But yeah, sick as fuck. Thanks, Joe. Just making some breakfast before I get started on the car. In the previous clips, you probably saw that I finished off doing a lot of the wiring. Don't know if I'm actually close here. Let's have a look. So in the previous clips on this video, you saw that I finished off a lot of the wiring from the ECU, also wired in the reverse switch to the gearbox, and ran the power wires from the battery to the starter and the fuse box. Also the earth from the battery as well. The battery is situated in the boot at the moment, but it does need a mount making for that, which Joe's going to help me with at some point soon. Today, I need to make a list of things I need to finish off the cooling system, because there's still the part from the block to the bulkhead that I need to figure out. So Joe's going to help me make a list of things that I need for that. I think it might be a combination of using existing silicone hoses and then making something to go between them to finish it all off. So yeah, we'll figure that one out today. Also going to finish earthing the engine, and then hopefully I can start testing the electrical systems, making sure all the lights and everything work before we move on. So fingers crossed, we should have the first signs of life by the end of this video. But first, I need breakfast. I'm being healthy. I've not gone McDonald's. I'm having porridge. Starting the new year right, so yeah. Let's get on with that. On another note, I was going to make tea this morning, but the tap outside's frozen because it's -1 up here at the moment, so guess it's going to be coffee instead. Oh well. Actually, I've just remembered, coffee machine also needs water, so I am not going to be having a drink this morning. I should have brought water from home. My own fault. Ah well. You live and learn. Okay, I've got one earth going across there from turbo to the tower. I will paint that again once I know that everything's working. And then the other one is, I don't know if we can see that, but it's going from just down here. There's a bit, maybe we'll go through here. Yeah, so there, round to the chassis leg just there. I won't focus. Come on, there we go. Again, once I know that all the systems are working, then I will make sure that's tidied up and painted, but for now, need to make sure it's got good connection, that's more important. Next job is going to be lunch, and then get the lights and everything back on the front so we can start testing. Fingers crossed, we might see first signs of life. Fire extinguisher.
You got your key out of the ignition?
Yeah, it's out. It's on floor. Where did I put the extinguisher that I had?
It's on the wall.
Oh, it's on the wall, isn't it? Duh. Is it in mounted it?
It's alright, leave it there, you don't need it off.
Yeah. Are you connecting? Guess that's first stage. Does it connect okay? Without sparking? That just tried doing something.
Yeah, that tried your starter. What you done wrong?
I don't know. The ignition's off. Try to start.
So you've gone from battery to fuse box.
Yep.
And you've gone from battery to starter.
Yep.
And the exciter's on the starter, is it?
Yeah.
Pull the exciter off the starter.
There we go, the exciter's off.
Yeah, see, your exciter's getting 12 volts from somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Is that full ignition on?
That's to
Yeah.
number 2. We've got number 3. Then it starts fuel.
Oh yeah, leave it on. Yeah, okay. So, do you flash?
Indicate. Oh,
You ain't got no indicators.
Side marks are working, but there's 2 indicators on the front. Well, the rear one's working.
No, you haven't got any. You've got no live going to indicators at all because it's not even flashing fast.
No.
Right, so leave it alone. Put your side lights on. So that's first click. Yeah, main lights. Right, your side lights have gone out.
Yeah, they do. It's weird, that one.
Oh, okay. Flash. No, just hold them on. Let go. Okay. Turn them on. Press your hazard button. Where's your hazard button?
Alright, not plugged in.
That might be why your indicators aren't working.
Could be. Turn it off for a second. Has a buttons on the dash, so I'm going to go pull it out of the dash.
Because if that button creates a circuit,
Yeah.
I mean it's unlikely, but.
Right, in the last clip you saw me messing around with the wires again, trying to figure out what was going on with the exciter.
And you fucked it up.
Yeah, apparently I fucked it up. We've both looked at it and neither of us can figure out what's going wrong. So.
I didn't modify anything.
No, you haven't modified anything, but you still let me look at it and you still sat there with, nope, I ain't got a clue.
Well, if you'd documented what you were doing, I would have been able to.
I did my best to document it. Don't forget this loom's been butchered by some Jap bloke as well. I can't speak now.
That cracked then.
Did it? That's not good. Anyway, yeah, back to what I was saying. Now that it's...
Rudely interrupted.
Yeah. Last clip you saw me pull all the wires from the engine bay back through for the charge start system. The exciter wire was... Well, it works, but it's working too well because it's got a constant 12 volts to it. So we need to figure out a way of dealing with that. And we've come up with a bit of a solution. One that Joe's already used on his car. It involves... It's kind of a bodge, but it's also not. So one of the first things we're doing is adding a breaker by the battery so that we can cut off all electricity. It's not necessarily for this piece, but it will help with keeping things not charged when I don't need them.
Safety first.
Yeah, safety and all that. Then we're going to add an inline fuse to the exciter wire. That's what they are. And finally, we're going to put a starter button in there, a momentary button, so that we can click it on and off as and when we want it to. Because, as I say, we've gone right from the ignition all the way back to the fuse box and out again, and we cannot see where it's going wrong. So that is what I'm doing today. We will also need to put the dash back in so we can figure out where the buttons go in. Yeah, I am going to stick with using the 14 dash because I've just bought a center console for it as well. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah, let's get to it. Right, that's that done. Handbrake off, so I can get that all the way down.
Now, it's your biscuit the dash in place.
Almost there. Oh, you bugger. Typical, one side would have to be heavier and I would have to be positioned completely wrong. Right, so, got the button.
There's the button. Button.
I need to figure out where I'm going to put it now. It could, I guess it could go there. I don't know what's behind it. Could go there. Again, I'm not sure what's behind that. I don't feel like there's anything in particular behind it. The only issue with there is I might catch it with my leg getting in and out of the car. So I'm thinking maybe there. Joe, what do you think? Joe, what do you think where button should go? Just looking at it now. I'm just looking at where button should go. Where do you think?
Oh,
I was thinking either here or here because it looks like it's going to fit okay. The only issue with here is I might catch it with my leg when I'm getting in and out of the car.
No.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I'm
It wouldn't do anything unless your ignition was on anyway.
Don't forget you're talking to the same person that managed to break not one,
I know
not
it
two,
would.
but 3 indicator stalks on my Skyline with my arse.
Have you got this piece?
No, no.
Because I think that's where the blank might be that I'm thinking of. Because there was like a blank there and a blank there for switches on mine or somewhere. Well, I mean, you could put it anywhere. You could put it inside your fucking centre console if you wanted. But you could put it. All you got to do is turn the ignition on and then hit that. So as long as the wire goes to that and to the starter, you can put it anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to figure out where. I mean, it don't really make sense to drill that out. Let me get the centre console.
I was going to say, hasn't that got a button in it that you could use?
So, I mean, we could potentially put it there. Because that's the...
Yeah, what, like, pop that out and we can make an aluminium plate that we'll glue in with that in it.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I'm just trying to think where the mirror controls are for 33. I think they're usually up here somewhere.
Yeah,
so I would need to relocate.
Need to get your other dash down so you can reference everything. I'll put your button in the centre console.
Yeah, I think that might work. I mean, there's that blank space next to the fog light switch as well. Light switch here.
Like I said, it could go anywhere, yeah.
Take them out and use that because I'm pretty sure fog light switch is on the twisty things. So yeah, I think because this is the Laurel mirror controls, I can't speak, can't even think today apparently. We'll try and get that into there, so that's permanently fitted. And then I can extend when I get a chance. I can extend the wire over. How's that there already? I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I just realised that the hazard buttons here. I must have brought that in at some point. Yeah, we'll get that in. Take these two out because like that. Boing. Because I'm pretty sure that the fog lights are on a different switch somewhere, so or even possibly on the store. So we'll put the button. I can't hold on to anything to do. You put the button there and make a panel for there. Could even go one end out, but I think probably middle's probably best. So we'll do that. Right, I'm back now. As you can see, I've fitted the Laurel controls in for the. Why can't I remember the name today? The wing mirrors. And I've also repaired this piece here. Thankfully, they actually sent the actual broken bit with it, which was good when I bought this. Excuse me. So yeah, I've just glued that back in now, and fingers crossed we'll be able to get it all mounted in. First job is to try and get it over the handbrake though. Which probably means taking the button off and this cover. So basically you're driving the wrong way.
Turning in 7, turning out 5.
So you're turning right at a minute.
So we're fucking grabbing off that
Right, now that we've got this in, and this in, I can now figure out where the wire needs to go. So I need to bring it around through the dash, down to here where the button's going to be, and then cut the wire here, and then I'm probably going to need to extend it a bit more to take it back and through the firewall. Do you ever have one of those days where your brain just doesn't want to function? It's like a permanent thing for me. Right, button. The wire is going to come not through there, as I originally thought. Take it the shortest possible route. Take it through here, past all this shite to do with the audio, the shine bit. I've been watching Shameless recently. So if I cable tie that to there, then it'll at least keep it out of the way of everything else. Bring it down through here to the button, and then from the button back that way through into the engine bay. I will probably need to extend it slightly. So yeah. So right now, well, I lied a little bit in the last clip, so what I'm going to do first is cut the wire down here and put this inline fuse in first, close to the fuse box, so that if anything goes wrong, it only blows this fuse, nothing else. And then I'll measure the length I need to get to the button, cut that, and then I'll measure the length that I need away from the button. So I will need the button in place to do this. I think it's just 2 ring terminals that I need on that, so that should be easy enough. And yeah, go from there. I need to make sure as well that there's enough slack on here so that if I ever need to take the button out, it's easy enough to do. So yeah, do that now. Just getting myself set up. So I've connected it back up to the starter. Can't quite see because the camera don't want to focus. Just there. And run it back through to the engine bay. That end that I cut off. There it is now. And what I'm going to do is use this wire to extend it to the button. And then that should be that job done. I can move on to the breaker in the boot, which I think Joe's going to break off and help me with, so yeah. Finally in properly. Where's my screwdriver gone? That was using. There it is. So now we have a fully working start button. Well, when the battery's on. Right, so we're in the boot now. You can see batteries there. The wires that I set up before are there. What we're going to do is put this breaker in, so we have wire coming from here to the breaker. Then those two will go to the terminal on this side here, which is currently covered up by a little waterproof cap. So yeah, this will eventually be attached to the strap that will hold the battery in place, but for now we're just going to loose fit it so that it's done, and then we can tidy everything else up afterwards. So let's get on it. So, mark it so I know where to cut it, and then pull it forward. There we go. Now cut that cable tie off. So we'll have those two go into there on different terminals, well, on different connectors, and then we'll have this one going from the battery to there, like that. First we need to put an end on here.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh, right, I haven't.
Yeah. Well, can you just hold that there?
Yep. Ouch.
There you go. Well, you just want to put some heat shrink over that now.
Yeah, I can take the other end off to do that.
Hello.
So, as you can see, got both sides of the thinner wire on first. This thicker wire, which goes straight to the starter, I need to get a different terminal for, so I'm going to order that this week, and then we can get that finished. The other thing is I need to get some gearbox oil and engine oil, so that we can then crank it once it's done to make sure everything's working correctly again. We will go through again and double check all the electrical systems, like we need to check the lights and stuff and the indicators, 'cause I think I might have got one of those wired up wrong way around, or there might be a loose connection on them or something on the front. So yeah, pretty much got that sorted now, and hopefully next time we'll be cranking. No starting, just cranking. Alright, because we still need to do the cooling system. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Appreciate if you gave me a subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Alright then, bye bye.